The story of Prophet Isa begins with his blessed mother, Maryam, a woman of unmatched piety born in the humble city of Nazareth. Daughter of Imran and Hannah, Maryam was raised in a household devoted to Allah's worship. Her parents, righteous and God-fearing, dedicated her to Allah's service from a young age, entrusting her care to Prophet Zachariah, a noble prophet and the husband of Maryam's maternal aunt. Under Zachariah's mentorship, Maryam immersed herself in prayer, fasting, and the study of Allah's teachings, her soul radiant with devotion. Zachariah often marveled at her unwavering commitment, finding her provisions miraculously replenished by Allah's mercy, a sign of her exalted status. Maryam's life was one of solitude and worship, her chamber a sanctuary where she communed with the divine. One tranquil day, as Maryam knelt in prayer, a sudden presence startled her. A figure in the form of a man stood before her.
I seek refuge in Allah from you.
I am Jibreel, a messenger from your Lord. Allah has chosen you to bear a son, a prophet who will guide the children of Israel with wisdom and miracles.
How can I have a son when no man has touched me?
Allah's command is be, and it is. This child will be a sign of Allah's limitless power, a mercy for humanity.
Though the news was beyond comprehension, Maryam bowed to Allah's will, her faith unshaken, trusting that the Creator's plan was perfect. As the months passed, Maryam carried the weight of this divine miracle in secrecy. The thought of bearing a child without a husband stirred both awe and anxiety within her. Seeking solitude, she left Nazareth, journeying to a remote valley where she could prepare for the birth in peace. As labor pains gripped her, she leaned against a palm tree, her body racked with agony.
Would that I had perished before this moment.
A divine voice, serene and comforting, responded, "Do not despair, Maryam. Shake the palm tree and fresh dates will fall. Eat, drink, and let your heart find rest." Obeying, Maryam shook the tree, and ripe dates tumbled down, nourishing her. Strengthened, she gave birth to Isa, a child destined to illuminate the world with Allah's truth. With newborn Isa cradled in her arms, Maryam faced the daunting task of returning to her people. Her heart raced as she imagined their judgment. How could she explain a virgin birth? Yet, fortified by faith, she entered Nazareth, where the crowd's whispers turned to accusations. "O Maryam," they exclaimed, "you have brought shame upon us. How could you, from a righteous family, do such a thing?" True to the divine command, Maryam remained silent, her gaze steady. She pointed to the infant in her arms. The people scoffed. "How can we speak to a baby in a cradle?" Then by Allah's will, Isa spoke, his voice clear and divine. "I am a servant of Allah. He has granted me the scripture and made me a prophet. He has blessed me wherever I am, and peace is upon me the day I was born, the day I die, and the day I am raised to life." The crowd stood in stunned silence. Some hearts softened by the miracle, others clouded by doubt. Many began to recognize Allah's hand in this wondrous event. And Maryam, relieved, departed with her son, her trust in Allah vindicated. As Isa grew, his wisdom and compassion shone brightly. At 12, he accompanied Maryam to Jerusalem, where they visited the Grand Temple. Drawn by curiosity, young Isa wandered into a chamber where priests delivered sermons to an attentive audience. Unintimidated, he posed questions that cut through their rhetoric, exposing flaws in their teachings. "Why do you burden the people with rules not found in Allah's law?" he asked, his voice confident. The head priest, flustered by the boy's insight, attempted to dismiss him, but Isa persisted, engaging in a debate that left the adults marveling. Hours passed, and Maryam, unable to find him, grew frantic. Thinking he might have returned home, she left the temple, only to find their dwelling empty. Returning in a panic, she discovered Isa still in the chamber, surrounded by listeners. "My son, why did you cause me such worry?" she asked, her voice a mix of relief and frustration. Isa replied gently, "Mother, I was in Allah's service, safe and learning." Maryam's heart eased. though she urged him to stay near in the future. Isa devoted his youth to studying the Torah, mastering its teachings and uncovering the wisdom Allah had embedded within it. He observed, however, that the Sabbath, a day ordained by Prophet Musa for worship, had been twisted by the priests' excessive rules. They forbade acts of kindness, like healing the sick or feeding the hungry, labeling them sinful. Isa, guided by the Torah's true spirit, rejected these distortions. One Sabbath, seeing a child weak with hunger, he plucked fruit from a tree and fed him, defying the priest's prohibitions. His actions sparked outrage among the religious elite, who saw his compassion as rebellion. Yet Isa remained steadfast, teaching that Allah values mercy over rigid ritual. Entering the temple one day, Isa was appalled to find it transformed into a marketplace. Priests sold sacrificial animals, demanding payment for every act of worship, while turning away the poor with contempt. The sacred space had become a hub of greed. That same night, tragedy struck. Prophets Yahya and Zechariah, voices of truth, were martyred by the corrupt authorities. In this moment of darkness, Allah's revelation descended upon Isa, marking the dawn of his prophethood. He was tasked with reviving the pure teachings of Musa, confronting the priests' corruption, and calling the children of Israel to Allah's path. With divine authority, Isa began his mission, preaching against the priests' innovations and restoring the Torah's original laws. His words stirred both hearts and opposition. Isa's mission was clear and his resolve unyielding. Seeking to discredit him, the priests devised a trap. They brought forth a woman accused of adultery, citing the Mosaic law's penalty of stoning. "What say you, Isa? Should she not be stoned?" they asked, hoping to catch him contradicting the law. Isa, perceiving their deceit, paused, then declared, "Let the one among you free of sin cast the first stone." His words echoed through the temple, convicting the accusers. One by one they retreated, leaving the woman in peace. Overwhelmed with gratitude, she followed Isa, kneeling to wash his feet with perfume and tears, drying them with her hair. Moved, Isa prayed, "O Allah, forgive her sins, for you are the most merciful." Allah blessed Isa with miracles to affirm his prophethood. By Allah's permission, he healed the blind, cured lepers, and breathed life into clay birds, which flew as living creatures. He raised the dead, astounding those who witnessed. Skeptics among the Jews challenged him, demanding he revive a man long buried. Leading them to the grave, Isa invoked Allah, and the man emerged, his hair grayed from fear. "How did this happen?" Isa asked. "I thought the day of judgment had arrived," the man replied, "and my hair turned gray in terror." Yet many disbelievers scoffed, calling it magic. Isa's disciples, steadfast in faith, declared, "We believe in Allah and His Messenger. Enroll us among those who submit to you." As Isa's influence grew, so did the priest's enmity. After a 30-day fast, he commanded. Skeptics mocked him, demanding a heavenly feast to prove Allah's power. Isa prayed, and Allah sent a table from the heavens, draped between clouds, bearing a roasted fish with a fragrance unearthly. Thousands partook, yet the food never dwindled, a miracle that silenced many doubters. But the priests, unyielding, plotted Isa's demise. Judas, one of his 12 apostles, betrayed him, striking a deal for 30 silver shekels to deliver Isa to the authorities. Forewarned by Allah, Isa gathered his disciples and revealed the treachery. "Who among you will stand in my place?" he asked. A loyal disciple volunteered, and Allah transformed his likeness to resemble Isa. The Jews, believing they had seized Isa, crucified the substitute, proclaiming, "We have slain the Messiah." But Allah declares, they neither killed him nor crucified him. It was made to appear so. Allah raised Isa to the heavens, and he is all-powerful, all-wise. Unlike other prophets, Isa's story pauses in the heavens, where he resides until his return before the day of judgment. At the end of time, he will descend to confront the Antichrist, Dajjal, defeat him, and rule as a just leader. He will break the cross, abolish false doctrines, and establish Allah's truth, uniting humanity in worship. May Allah shield us from the trials of that era and guide us to the straight path.